mani renge om. Om mani renge om. Om mani renge om. 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 And good evening. This is Reverend Sharon, and you have, no question about it, tuned into You Are a Healer. Ordinarily, this program is on Wednesday evenings, but because of the fact that we've got a new year starting day after tomorrow, April starts a new season, and because that new season is opening doorways for manifestation to take place, we're going to switch over from Wednesdays for a while and do a Thursday, every other Thursday program. So this is the start of that. And this is amazing, this energy that's coming in. It is marvelous. It's fabulous. It's wonderful. I hope that each and every one of you are going to be able to take the opportunity to accept and process this energy. And so, what we normally do on You Are a Healer is we do a meditation, and we have guests sometimes. Now, people have been invited. Uh, my guests and those who come on usually straggle in according to their schedule. So I'm not holding anyone to any time frame. I will be on for as long as I can. And hopefully I will be able to share this light, this energy that I'm feeling right now. It is marvelous. And it is coming through at a rapid rate. Can you feel it? Can you experience it? If you've listened to me before, you are aware of the fact that whatever program I do, I start off with a breathing exercise. It's something that we don't usually take in this particular culture. We go about our daily tasks and our daily fortunes with the premise that we're breathing properly, and we aren't. So what we're doing with our breath, especially for this evening, is we're focusing on counting down the breath. Now, I posted something in Facebook that gave a technique for breathing. This is along the same lines. So there's at least 58 different techniques for breathing. Before and if I do any readings according to the logistics of numerology this evening, and I may or may not, let's see what happens. We will, and it is my pleasure to guide you, first give out a blessing, an invocation, so to speak, calling in the angels. Now, briefly, angels, they surround us. We have a quartet, or as I like to call them, my Fantastic Four: Archangel Michael to the right, Archangel Gabriel to the left, Archangel Uriel before us, Archangel Raphael behind us, and above our crown, the eternal Shekinah. Now, the eternal Shekinah is not considered an angel. She is considered to be the feminine aspect and recognized in this particular invocation, which is very old. I don't think that a date has been given it. That's how far back it goes into the history of humanity. So, I will extend this with great humility to the covering and to the upgrading of every soul in every planet, on every planet, but specifically on this one. The holographic matrix that, well, it basically it projects the images that we see, the lifestyle that we accept, the background that we called our lives. In doing so, I extend to each and every soul protection, guidance, and upgrading, realization of your true self. You're more than just a mortal being. You are an immortal spiritual being processing a human experience. I can go into detail as to where that experience has come from, who was the author of it, why, what they've gained, whether or not we will ever overcome it. There's much intel and information on the origins of how we were presented here. Everything from Buddhism to Christianity has an answer for why we are here. Bottom line, we are greater than we believe ourselves to be. And in this greatness, there's the rub, we proceed to fulfilling dreams. Mm. And breathe. Right now, I'm suggesting that you breathe as I recite this invocation in Aramaic. Aramaic was one of the languages spoken by Yeshua, known to most people as Jesus. And some attach the Christ to the end of that. Well, that's okay. I have it on good authority that he has no interest in whether you say Yeshua or Jesus, but I feel more comfortable with Yeshua. The prayer itself, or the invocation, goes like this: Bishem Adonai, Mimini Mikael, Misamoli Gabriel, Umili Fenai Uriel, Ume Afarai Raphael, Baal Roshi, Shekinat El. And basically, what we're saying, what we're doing, is we're blessing and giving uh, reality to those angelic forces that surround us. It is said that these emissaries of God have the authority to be with each and every soul on the planet at the exact same time and are able to respond to our needs at the exact same time. And in the meantime, they are still dwelling with divine source at the exact same time. And that's a good thing. That is recognition of the fact that what we consider to be as reality is not. There's much more to it than that. And so, in engaging from that perspective, that there is much more, that we are much more, that we know much more and have that knowledge within us. This invocation is a recognition of frequencies of energy. Haha, you thought that I was saying it simply because it was a prayer. And let me tell you something, that prayers carry a resonance of frequencies of energy. Sound is an energy. We are energies created from energy. Each frequency for each part of our body resonates as we walk upon the earth. Holographic, yes, but we resonate energies. And that invocation to the angels, the frequencies of what I recited, the voice sounds were frequencies of energy that activated and assisted in activation of your higher self, connecting you with the divine source within yourself. So, as you breathe and keep that breath going, holding for the count of 10, releasing through parted lips. Now is a great time to release all frequencies of energy from your being that are not serving your highest good. Continue in the breathing observation. Whatever's going on around you, allow it and accept it to be as it is. No disturbance is greater than your ability to observe it, to connect it to its source, and release it into the atmosphere. It is a reinforcement of energy and vibrations. It is, as you are, great among the greatest. And breathe, holding the breath for the count of 10. Now, I have been asked, and it's a good question, why I say hold your breath for the count of 10 and hold it for the count of 7. And what on earth are we supposed to be doing with this information? Holding for the count. What count? From within you, you may resonate simply counting to yourself to 10. That is a frequency level that you are accepting, allowing this resonance, the inner count, to hold you on a frequency that will assist in connecting your DNA patterns. And breathe, still holding for the count of 10. As you continue to breathe, eyelids lowered, eyes directed upwards, under closed eyelids. Breathing, don't stop the cadence of the breathing, of the breath. Counting to 10 while you hold. And releasing, exhaling after the 10 count. Inhaling again, bringing in the energy, bringing it upwards, allowing it to align. You can feel your spine locking in as your back begins to straighten and your heart begins to grow still. And breathe. You can lower the count to 7. This speeds up the recognition of the breath and the resonance of the frequencies. This particular exercise, as you practice it, is for the enhancement of your inner self. There is no competition involved. The only thing you need to do, the only thing that you may do according to your own disposition, according to your own belief system, is to focus your breath, allowing the count, keeping your alignment in heart, in mind, in being, as you are a light being, breathing, processing, activating your ascension process. And breathe. As you continue to breathe, lower the count to 3. This gives a more rapid resonance. The frequency of the energy speeds up. You are breathing through your soul at this moment, taking it in, allowing yourself to be that whistle, that moan through which the wind blows. And in that blowing, there is instrumentation, the sound of your soul as it regulates and finds balance. As you breathe deeply, oh my, oh my, and breathe. Throughout this exercise, I'll call it that, the intention of what you do is not to increase your abilities to be intuitives or psychics or mediums, to be gifted, to manifest a genie in a bottle. This is not why you're here. The reason that you're here is that you're greater than all those things. You're greater than all those gifts. You have those gifts already. You can manifest whatever your heart desires now. And when I say manifest, I'm not talking about material things. I am talking about a manifestation of spirit. No, not spirits as in lower life forms or etc., etc., but the essence of divine source within you is coming to the forefront within you. You are recognizing and acknowledging yourself. This is the manifestation of which I speak. Being able to recognize yourself, your true self, your higher self. It is more important than trying to manifest a house, a car, a soulmate. All of these things, if I remember what my big brother says, all of these things will come unto you. You can do whatever he did. and even greater things. But first, you must recognize divine source, the greatness of divine source within you. And breathe. Hopefully, you have not stopped the technique of breathing, holding for the count of three, releasing and letting go. Rapidly, in succession, release and let go. Release and let go. This new season that's coming in. And for the next 16 days at least. This morning I said 28, but I'm getting the impression, the intuition that it is going to be 16 more days where you will see the energy. You'll be able to touch it almost with your hands. The cosmos is not in a flux. So please drop any thoughts of the sky falling in. The cosmos, however, the multiverse, however, in which this matrix endeavors to process the holographic energies that are being thrown our way, this is going into an enfoldment. Forgive my grammar. You do know that I'm not really here right now, right? Okay. The premise of the breathing assists in the alignment of the portals of light. We call them chakras. Well, a lot of people call them chakras now. However, they are also considered to be portals of light, entryways, pathways to multiple dimensions, multi-universes. These portals are correct connections to divine source, not outside of you, inside, always inside of you. And breathe. The reason that I offered the reading today, numerology, is based upon a science that was developed before Common Era. It deals with the counting down and the calculation leading into sacred geometry, something that we'll be practicing, explaining in the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, our observation of what is going on now, this new season, this triune of molecular structure that is being revolved and resonated throughout the multiverse. This opening of the energies is allowing us to come forth and to remember our positions, who we are, take advantage of our abilities, do some space and time travel if that is your desire. The bottom line is positioning yourself for greater activation in your ascension process. Why active? Why do we need to activate our ascension? Because we have gone so long without acknowledging, without being aware of, without remembering who we are. Our key points have been deactivated. And so, in order to continue that process of reactivating who we are, bringing us back to source, our true selves, allowing us to live through our heart, to speak through our heart. And again, I'm not talking about in the sensual sense, in the opinion of many. Does that mean I'm going to find a new husband, a new wife, etc., etc.? You are a part of a continuum of immortal beings that are capable of miraculous acts. Kindness is a given in this continuum. And once we begin to remember our place in this continuum, kindness will be the mean, or rather, it will be the mode from which all resonate. Compassion, humility, valor. I'm quoting some of the emotions from the Wingmakers. Everyone looks at me when I say there's 7 virtues, and technically there is, but we call them 6. Not a problem. Sometimes I like a little controversy because it helps us to awaken. So if I have awakened you just a bit, that's a good thing. We breathe. Right now, right at this moment, we breathe. Breathe again, counting to 3 and releasing from parted lips. Continue that breath. Make it so. Allow yourself to take upon your wings, unfurl them, spread them, take flight. For you and the divine source within you are one. And breathe. In this season of oneness, where who you are in the mirror is not who you believe yourself to be, you have this opportunity to gather yourself, your spiritual self, sitting in the silence, awakening your inner jewels, diamonds, riches beyond compare. This is the virtue of you being yourself. To be humble when it is necessary, to find compassion in your heart when it is not. This is the beginning of a season of greatness for you. Yes, I know who's in the White House. Yes, I know about all the things that are supposed to make me frightened. I am not. I am fearless. And I share this information with you that you may begin to remember your own fearlessness. In the triune of this season, this April that's coming, You, infinite being, spiritual being, immortal being that you are, can take the opportunity to, if you feel the need for comfort and solace, seek out a seer, a reader, a medium, a psychic. I would suggest only one reading in a 3-month period. It goes deeper than that, though. In actuality, you should only have one psychic reading a year. And breathe. There is a good reason for that. The reason for that is because of the balance and imbalance of timelines. You may have a timeline that is absolutely, positively what you are supposed to have in this reality. However, time being what it is, every time you receive or pursue a reading, tell me what the future holds. You start in the process of changing your timeline. Now, if we could guarantee that each timeline would be the same, this would be a marvelous thing. However, timelines themselves are illusions, which means that whenever you open your mouth to make a request about something that would affect your future, you have started the clockwork, shall we say, for changing whatever was already good for you into something that may not be what your heart desires. And so you run back to the readers and you are concerned. You didn't tell me this, or you said, "Hmm, okay, I will say this again. Please do not blame the readers for any misinformation you may feel that you have, for any act that did or did not take place because you felt it should have. It is not their fault. You know why it's not their fault? It's not their fault because you have just changed your own timeline and you do it again and again. And people, I love you so much. But stop changing your timelines, please. If you really and truly have to have a reading, I'll be happy to give you one every 3 months. I actually would prefer to give it once a year, as I said. Remember, we're talking about things greater than we understand, than most of us understand for the moment. This ability to change your timeline is something that you, as an infinite, spiritual, immortal being, has access to. You don't believe me? That's okay. You are allowed to take another deep breath, holding for the count of 3, while this woman explains to you that in your greatness and in your misunderstanding of the illusion that we're all in at the moment, the words that come from your lips resonate a vibration that interrupts the frequency of the vibration that is resonating from you. Ah, and breathe, holding for the count of 3. Always continue with the breath. Yes, you interrupt your own frequencies. You are greatly responsible for many of the illnesses that come your way because you've interrupted your frequencies. However, you can reconstruct a frequency. It depends on your intention. It depends on the spiritual work that you do with yourself. If you don't do the work, please do not expect a genie from the bottle. And breathe. No. When I say manifestation, I'm not talking about Barbara Eden jumping out of a bottle. What I am talking about is your manifestation of that space of spirit within you. What connects you to divine source. What allows you to gather in the light and to reflect the energies, the frequencies that are generating through you. You're like a light bulb, if I can go that way. Oh my goodness, I do apologize. And good evening, Sir Vaughn. I was doing this as I usually do, and I guess I have to come clean. When I do meditations on the air, most of the time my eyes are closed. That's the only way I can do them. If I open my eyes, I lose the train of thought, I lose the information. So, good evening, sir. I am in the process of expounding upon why I will give readings, but I prefer not to. And I do have some colleagues that are going to have a few words for me later on. That's okay, I can handle that. In the meantime, my suggestion is to continue breathing to the count of 3, remembering that 3, making that a source, a point of focus. It may hold your mind as far as you can hold your mind, not going out into space, not necessary. Simply holding the breath for your soul as it recognizes and remembers its place in the frequency of all energy. You are generating right now, if you're sitting in meditation, enough wattage from your heart is being delivered to light a light bulb, 200 watts. At your best, at your prime in physical form, you can resonate enough electricity to probably keep your house running for at least a week. I think they say 2,000 watts. I have to go back and check my research. And breathe, because that is the true electricity of being you. That is what you are manifesting. Your truth, your light, your ability to resonate healing for yourself and for those who may still be in the process of remembering. It is not about titles. Master, Reverend, we are all masters. We're all reverends. We're all prophets. We're all healers and sibyls. We don't remember, but we shall. That time is coming. But for now, if I can assist in reminding you, then it is my privilege, and I do so with the greatest of humility. And breathe. This portion of the exercise, and yes, we are still exercising meditation. We'll include a little of the Wingmaker technology. And I say technology because, as I mentioned earlier, there are 6 acknowledged, but I call them 7 virtues. So, in the process of breathing, we take a deep breath, holding it for the count of 3. Eyelids, I am sure, still lowered. We take upon the emotions that we wish to cultivate from the greatest source of our being, starting with love. The count of 3 is a short time to focus on that emotion from the heart. You don't need much time. Remember, time is not linear, and you are in control of changing it at your will. Speak, and it is done. So, in taking in a deep breath, holding that emotion of love, the type of love that you would embrace when holding your firstborn, the face, the love coming from that energy. Take it in, breathe, holding for the count of 3, releasing and letting go. Feeling that emotion generate throughout your entire being, allowing it to resonate, to enfold each atom, to bring about that change in your frequencies. The next emotion, compassion. When you inhale and hold for the count of 3, envision just for a moment, feel just for a moment the compassion, the love turned into compassion for every living being everywhere, in every hologram, in every multiverse. Compassion and love, they heal the greater wounds from within. So we release this energy, this emotion, as we breathe. After the count of 3, taking in another deep breath, we call upon the emotion of humility. Ah, one of my favorite emotions. Humility has a resonance for me, not because of anything else other than it is a grace, an emotion of pure divine grace in my mind and my heart to be humble, to show humility in the face of all intrusions and invasions, to breathe this emotion allows you to feel the resources of your own strength. There is a saying that weakness is measured by our ability to cry or not cry, and it is the strong man that weeps for another. And so we have 3, love, compassion, humility, and we breathe. Breathing again, allowing some space between the virtues of all virtues. appreciation. Each and every breath we take is to be appreciated. It carries a frequency of energy for which there is no greater energy. Ah, but these are all great energies, and these are all recognized by our higher consciousness, our higher self. But when we share appreciation to Divine Source, when we share appreciation for the opportunity to breathe, the opportunity to hold love and compassion, the opportunity to exercise humility, we bring about healing, which in my mind should be a virtue also, but this is not open for discussion now. What is open for discussion now is that we are in the process of healing ourselves from the very crown of our head to the soles of our feet. We are acknowledging the divinity within ourselves. And so we appreciate that divinity and we share the light that this appreciation brings forth. And we breathe. Hopefully you're still holding for the count of 3. I don't have, my word. I think perhaps I should open my eyes. I'm about to float away. Valor. And I'm doing this from memory. I don't remember all of the virtues. Sorry. I can't read and meditate at the same time. Well, at least not in this dimension anyway. Valor, or to be valiant. Ah, this is an opportunity. This particular virtue allows us to see the clarity of our souls. To be valiant. What does that mean? To have valor in the face of any hardship. What does that mean? Being yourself should mean that when you look at your image, you see the potential of that which is greater than yourself. You acknowledge the sun within you. And in sharing, when I say the sun, S-U-N, in sharing that brilliance, you have this opportunity to be bold for the sake of others as well as yourself. A valiant spirit protects the weak or the children, those who are unable to protect themselves, but it means much more. It means that your heart and your spirit are as gentle as a lamb and as fierce as a lion. And so we breathe, taking upon us a detachment from the ills of humanity and bringing forth the boldness of assisting the release of those ills. To be valiant is to be as one who, as a healer, assisting in the recognition of healers who must heal themselves. Another term which defines nothing because we are all healers. And so we breathe, taking it in, releasing through parted lips. I'm not going to do the entire virtue series this evening. I believe I've done it before, but in this particular moment, I am going to introduce a mantra. And this mantra is the Om. And I introduce it because if you were paying attention, each of the virtues carry with them a sound, a frequency that assists in activating your ascension process even further than it has already begun to activate. The sound of the mantras, of which there are many, the sounds of a prayer, the sound of the invocation I did earlier, we agree that these sounds click into effect the frequencies of the energy from which we are created. Love, compassion, humility, valor. Just the sound of saying those words resonate a frequency that assists in the activation of those very emotions and virtues within the being of light energy that you are. And so it is my privilege and honor to bring about the Om along with my favorite Om Namah Shivaya, hoping that I'm in record voice. I don't know. That means I have to open my eyes. Oh, okay. Taking in a deep breath, knowing that you are great from within your being. The greatness is there. Divine source is there. Placing, and I've done this particular technique before. It's also a technique of Tai Chi, which I'm studying as well. Placing both hands just below the navel, palms embracing the stomach, the abdomen. This way you can feel the sensation of the energy as you breathe the mantra, allowing it to resonate throughout your being, activating. You can hear the clicks of the frequencies as they're activating, realigning, opening portals and closing them by combining your breath and the frequency of the sound of the mantra. And so we breathe. And we begin with the Om. And breathe. Om. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Now, just for the sake of introducing another level of the Om, I'm sure some of you have experienced the Namo Ringe Yo. And so, as we are closing in on the end of the hour, I will, oh, and please don't come back to me with, oh, you didn't sound. That's my little joke. I am going to do the Damokyo. Nomo Ringeo, 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 No Moringeo, No Moringeo, No Moringeo, No Moringeo, No Moringeo, Om. No moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, om. No moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, om. No moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo. Om. Take a deep breath. The mantra is no moringeo. After 4 pronunciations of no moringeo, you can practice the Om. No moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo. Yes, I went past 4. No moringeo. Om. No moringeo. No moringeo. No moringeo. No moringeo. Om. The pronunciation of such allows for a resonance of the frequency, the inner energy that generates from within you. Huh? Double negative there. Yes, I correct myself even when my eyes are closed. No moringeo. No moringeo. No moringeo. No moringeo. No moringeo. No moringeo. Om. And so it is. It is now 8:30, and I promised to stay on only as long as I could and would, and I have. This coming Monday, Master Geho will be present. Master Geho, if you are familiar with the Tao practice of Zen Buddhism, she will bring about blessings for all of those who have and are in need of blessings. These blessings are for the people. Now, I don't say masses anymore. The blessings in general are for those who adhere to, are familiar with the script of the universe. And so, with this new season and this new year, if you're available this coming Monday at 7:30, please make it a time to hear the vibrations of energy that will assist you in unlocking and activating more of your ascension process. And so, this is Reverend Sharon saying good evening, God bless. I am, we are, Namaste, and no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo, no moringeo. Om Namaringeo. God bless and good evening.